how often do you think about food and what you're eating? Shocking statistics show women on average think about weight loss for 8 hours per week. And 60% of women are either dieting or restricting their eating to lose weight at some time throughout the year. Does that sort of surprise you, Nadia, that statistic? 8 hours a week?
Well, only because I thought it'd be 8 hours a day. I mean, just genuinely. I mean, disordered eating for everybody is different. And for me, for years, what it meant was thinking about every single thing that I'm eating, doing deals with myself. You know, if I don't eat till 2, then I can have this. Oh, my God, I was on this diet, but now it's Wednesday and I've had a sausage roll, which means I've got to start a new diet, but not until Monday. I want chips, but I'm not going to have chips. I'm going to have mash, but then I'm stealing their chips. It's just a constant dealing, cutting deals with yourself, but always being dissatisfied because you keep putting on weight or you're stuck with that weight. It's just the biggest waste of life. When I look back, I think of all the time I wasted. And I still have to be really mindful because now I don't do it about weight or any of that, but it's like the health thing. So, like, it's that. Like, when they ask me here if I want something for breakfast, the lovely runners, they go, do you want the really disgusting juice? I said, yeah, get me the really disgusting one, you know, because that's the one with broccoli and no apple juice. And then, you know, and that's just like normal. People go, oh, she'll want the disgusting one. It's like, why should I have the disgusting juice? Have the delicious juice. So it's the dealing. Do you have that? Are you cutting deals?
I've look into the really, really new healthy stuff that's all about, like, you know, the biohacking, all of that. I've watched a documentary on it and I got obsessed instantly. And then I was restricting myself even more. And I struggle with that anyway, with food. Mine's down to sensory issues, taste, smell, texture, all of that. It is part of my autism. And when I was younger, I had an eating disorder from that, but didn't know the reasons why. So straight away I was just labelled, well, she's anorexic, she's got an eating disorder. And since understanding myself, getting my diagnosis, I'm a lot better. I forget, I don't think about it enough, and I should, and I have to set reminders. But, yeah, I can get almost... There's nothing left for me to eat if I obsess too much over all of this, what's healthy and how many calories, so I just have to not look into any of that at all. Yeah. I eat a lot of carbs, everything's quite beige and neutral. My children are the same now. My children have had food play therapy since they were 4, and it's part of their educational health and care plan at school that if they need to eat in a different room because it's too busy in the canteen, or if there's new foods there to try, that they're allowed a bit longer to play with it, to touch it, to get used to it. And they are all doing so much better now than what I am at 37, and my twins are 12, my youngest is 8, and they're eating a lot more of a variety of food than what I believe in touch. And that, for me, it just shows how important early intervention is.
Yeah.
And I know I'm an adult, and I wish I could just go, OK, do you know what, my children did it, I need to just do it. But it's probably more difficult when you've been like that for so long.
Yeah, you're conditioned.
Well, there was almost trauma around food for you, wasn't it? Going into the school canteen, the noise, the smell, the pressure to choose something, the choice.
Not knowing what was coming up.
And then nobody really knowing that's... Well, for you, wasn't anorexia. That was, like, fear of, like...
It was, like, almost like an
sensory
anxiety, but, yeah, everything. But it's still there. I still feel it. If I'm going to a new restaurant, I'll check out the menu. I'll do things now to help me because I understand. So I'll even look at the layout of the place. I'll look at the menus before I get there, and I'm not afraid to say to the waiter, oh, I'd really love to try this pasta, but do you mind just putting less sauce on it, or can you take that off, or add
These
this
are all
on?
the little things that diagnosis can help so much.
Yeah.
People say, oh, everyone's getting diagnosed these days, everyone's this, everyone's that. And it's not about having a load of issues, it's about understanding yourself better.
Well,
so that you can make your life better, right? Those things that might sound really small to somebody else are huge.
Yeah, well, I would have just said no if somebody would have invited me somewhere to dinner. Even people's weddings I would turn down because I think I can't bear to eat with so many people around. I don't know what the food's going to be. Now there are things that I look into, I'll say, yeah, and if it's not for me, it's fine, I'll take some snacks, even at work. You know, I'll take something with me. But the biggest help has been for my children, because I've been able to explain quite clearly to the headmaster before they started. I was like, they struggle, can you help me?
Hopefully that gives us all hope that things are changing. It could be baby steps, but there's much more of an understanding, indeed the foundations of where this disordered eating comes from, and it is so different for everybody. Of course, that's you described your version of it there, Natty.
And Frankie, you've been doing great stuff, haven't you, with your thinking around it?
Yeah, I've been trying to. I think it's one of those things, I think if you've had disordered eating at any point, it kind of never leaves you in a way. I think it's something that you're always kind of working with. Yeah. And for me, it's always been that like all or nothing mentality. Like if I've decided this week I'm going to eat a certain way, this is the diet I'm going to do, or I'm going to cut this out or whatever, I have to be 100% perfect every day. And then the minute I'm not perfect on that one day, then it's like I have to throw it all in the bin and like, you know, then I'll go the opposite way and then I have to start all over again. And it's like that language that we use of like, that's a good food and that's a bad food. I'm really having to like retrain the way I think, because it is everything in balance and things like that, instead of, oh, you've got to completely cut that out unless you have to, you know. But that, it's still something for me that every day I have to work on that, of rethinking that and reimagining it.
But isn't it the bombardment of messaging then that we're all seeing all of the time on probably social media more than anything else, where you say this is the new thing you're talking about, you know, all of a sudden it's, oh, well, everyone's doing that. Are they?
And it's meant to be really good for you.
Now unhealthy.
Now it's not.
Yeah.
I had this thing because I was like, this year I was like, this is going to be my healthy year and I'm going to really look after myself. And I spent the first 3 months getting like sickness bug after sickness bug. It was actually the most ill I'd been in the first 3 months than the whole year last year. So then I got myself into this pattern and I was obsessing over all the healthy stuff on Instagram and things like that, and on social media, and I ordered all of these biohacking things and stuff like that. And actually then when I got better, couldn't even look at the stuff because I knew it had like kind of taken control of me. And it's so
Any
weird.
kind of obsession isn't healthy, is it?
It isn't, exactly. Look, I'm sure this will resonate with so many of you. And if you do feel like you might need some support on this subject, always, of course, go to your GP. But you can also visit our website, itv.com/helplines, where you'll find some important information and help.